Let me run through headlines on Iran. As I said, the Wall Street Journal reporting what the Washington Post reported yesterday. This would be number 15, please, Sam. Iran's heavy crackdown quells protests. Internet shutdown makes it difficult to determine scale of demonstrations, with some Iranians saying they are afraid to go outside. There clearly are assets being moved to the Middle East. Okay, it's clearly happening, and there's different estimates about how long it will take. Some of these things will take a couple weeks to build up what's needed. The aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln and its escort ships are headed from the South China Sea to the region. That's a 2-week trip. More warplanes are going. Okay, so there is a buildup. There's no doubt. Now, what's delaying any action by the president? Here's some reporting on that. Number 13, Israel and Arabs urge Trump to delay strike on Iran. This is from the New York Times. Fear that there'd be retaliation. I can tell you this, there's a lot more Israeli-U.S. consultation about what's going on. The Israelis have great human intelligence and other intelligence about what's going on the ground. But obviously, it's not in anybody's interest in the West and for Israel to share the fact that the two great Satans are collaborating. So that's happening at a fairly high level and a fairly frequent cadence. Here's another thing that's being reported by the Wall Street Journal and others. Number 14, please. Trump was told that attack on Iran wouldn't guarantee the collapse of the regime. President was advised U.S. military would need more firepower in Middle East to launch large strike, attack, and protect American forces. So the buildup of assets is two-pronged. One, to be prepared to make the kind of strike, if the president chooses to do it, that's big enough that would have whatever the preferred outcome is. And if there's retaliation from the Iranians, which is widely forecast to take place. It was widely forecast after the attack, the U.S.-Israeli attack on the nuclear capability, but we saw that was kind of a joke in terms of the response. People are worried that this would be more serious. Let's Polymarket the question of whether the Supreme Leader will be out by the end of the year. This from our partners at Polymarket, number 17. As you can see, it's plummeted. It's 48% now. It was, let's see, how high was it? Michael, how high was it? I forget. It was up to 65%. So almost 65% not that long ago, and it's gone down to 48%. And of course, that tracks with the news flow here that suggests some are reporting that the regime will stay at least for a while. David Ignatius, column published just a while ago. David is as well sourced on these matters as anyone. David says it's just a matter of time, and that the U.S. can do certain things to encourage regime change, but it may not happen, in the short term. So, Doug, overall, how are you feeling about where things are going based on what we know? Are you hopeful here, or to what extent are you concerned that after the largest protests we've seen, probably since the fall of the Shah, that the regime may in fact still stay in power?
We have a president who wants to get involved in Greenland and Venezuela, and this is the place where we really need regime change. I woke up thinking this would be the day I'd read about attacks, and thought we had the capability and assets in place. Obviously, we didn't. But I'm not hopeful. I think there was a real missed opportunity here. And I think this was it. I think Iranians are desperate, and the government will take whatever action necessary to suppress them, including, genocide of their own people. And it's very disturbing to me. I think you have to meet the moment, and I hope we didn't miss it.
Jessica, do you share the concern of your colleague that Doug is pessimistic?
I definitely think Doug's sentiment here is right, which is we need to meet the moment. And the people of Iran are struggling and hurting and dying. I saw a stat today that even just President Trump coming out and saying that he would do something, leaving all options on the table, scared enough of what was going on in the country to delay close to 800 executions. So if we can move from talk to action and quick enough where it can bring peace, I think we'd find a lot of support from the American people for that. I think Doug's opening comments, though, are pretty fair. The focus that this administration has had on foreign policy, we're back in the Middle East. Like we went south to Venezuela. We still have our eye on Greenland. Like it does seem that this administration 2.0 versus 1.0 has much stronger interest in kind of the shock and awe, and Iran might have been something that have caught their eye, and it's interesting that they haven't moved yet, but I don't know that that window has closed, and I certainly hope for the people on the ground there that are suffering that it hasn't. And I think the president said today, or the press secretary said today, all options are on the table, and the president's monitoring it closely. So no one wants an endless war. No one wants to be dragged into that, but we certainly want peace in that region of the world and peace across the globe.
Cozy Earth, our sponsor, they've been our sponsor for a long time. 20% off everything on the site right now with the promo code two-way. This morning we showed you a little puppy who had swiped the owner's bubble cuddle blanket, and I've warned all of you, you got to buy 2. Well, here's a household that needs to buy 3 because here's another puppy, same household. This is Penny, Polly's roommate, and she also likes the bubble cuddle blanket. Penny and Polly both, and told by the owner she also likes the striped sheets. So buy yourself 3. If you got 2 dogs, you're gonna have to buy 3. The bubble cuddle blanket, favorite of animals and small children. Jessica, your 12-year-old would love this, I guarantee it. Very soft. Towel sheets, everything now, 20% off on cozyearth.com. Use the promo code Mark for 20, or two-way rather, for 20% off. Start the new year off right and give your home the luxury it deserves and make your home the best part of life. Head to cozyearth.com, promo code two-way.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.